Hello there, and welcome to my basic commander guide. It goes the same way as with the equipment guide. It's very basic. We are looking at the fundamentals. So if you're looking for information on which commander should you prioritize, what pairings to get, and so on and so forth, then this is not it. So this is mostly for the beginners in the game. Also, if this video helps you in any capacity, of course, likes and subscribes are appreciated. So let's get into this. We are going, well, actually we can just look at Scipio. So every commander screen is the same. The information is always at the same location. And right beneath his name, Scipio Africanus, we have three indicators which tell us or give us a good idea of what can the commander do for us. So the red one is for the types of units this commander prefers. So it's infantry or just cavalry. But then we also have, I don't know, who can we look at? We have leadership, and we also have integration, and these don't really care too much about what you are going to use. And actually, especially for leadership, you want to mix and match different types of units. Multiple types of units. So then the second one is the scenario in which the commander excels. So we have versatility, which means the commander is versatile. We have conquering, which is for rallying stuff. Then we have garrison, which is for defending stuff. Then we have peacekeeping, which is pretty much for PvE purpose, so killing barbarians and stuff like that. And then we also have gathering. So then we have the blue one. And I would say this is mostly basically telling you how does the commander fight and what does he do on the battlefield. So we have support, which means they are about buffing and debuffing, so supporting your march, but also in many, if not most cases, the marches around you. Then we have attack and defense. They are pretty much self-explanatory. Then we have skill, meaning this commander is all about like pumping out skills, doing as much damage, increasing skill damage and stuff like that. And then we have mobility, which is all about being fast, which is kind of irrelevant until some point, but it's unlikely you are going to get to that point. Which I can also just say in Ark of Osiris, which is an event, it's important to have somebody to have people who have very fast mobility commanders, but that's a very niche role. So these three indicators refer to the talent trees. So if we press on this blue button that says talents, we are actually seeing the trees. So this whole thing, like the way you spend your points and how you build this up, is called a build. So this is the talent build for Scipio, and it should be said, or for my Scipio, it should be said that, so for example, his support's talent tree is the same as any other support talent tree. So if you know one of them, you know all of them. So then we're gonna go back, and we see right here the experience bar. We can actually go down to a commander that is low level. I think Imhotep, for example. Yes, actually, is there another one? Maybe one that's no. Okay, we gotta go to Imhotep. So he is level 10. The experience bar is empty. So we can organically level a commander by killing barbarians, barbarian forts. But we can also click on the positive symbol and spend Tomes of Knowledge. So I'm just gonna, like, don't do this, but I'm just gonna level him up. And just like that, he's level 20. And so I now have 19 talent points because I didn't spend them from 1 to 10. So now I have 19 points and I can spend them wherever I want. There are usually for every commander like somewhere around 2 to 4 viable talent builds, I would say. Just Google them. And usually the variance is fairly marginal, especially if you had Archer and Skill, which is the case, for example, with Boudica Prime. There are people who will use this one, which basically means you are really leaning in on your Archer units, making them stronger. But then there are people who are going to Feral Nature in the skill tree, meaning you are going for the full skill damage and all the advantages that come for your skills with the talents. So every 10 levels you hit a wall, and then this golden button appears where then you can unlock the next 10 levels. This works just by adding these stores. I would say mix and match the stores based on how many you have of each type. Although, if you are level 10 and you want to unlock level 20, you can use a big store, a middle store, and then fill up with the little ones, and you immediately get to level 30 or unlock level 30, I should say. This unlocking of levels every 10 steps or also unlocks the skills. So we have 4 skills and then the expertise skill. Although the expertise skill is when your 4 skills are at 5, 5, 5, 5, then you get the expertise skill. So the expertise is kind of like a bonus for having the 4 maxed out. So I think that's pretty much it already for the commander screen. So then we can go over to the expedition. So the expedition is a series of fighting challenges. There are different kinds of scenarios. You have many different marches against you. You have a big boss against you. You have to defend a garrison, and you have to basically rally a garrison. Or yeah, kill a garrison. Based on how many you have done of those challenges, and there are 80 of them. Based on how many you have done, you can open this chest every day to get down here the Medal of the Conqueror. And then you can go to the shop, and here you get a variety of items. So here you can get the Constance sculptures, and you should right away from the very beginning get those, because this is the only place to get them. And Constance is very important because she's a gatherer. So from the very beginning you want to get these sculptures, and after that you can either go for purple or go for Ethelflaed. They are both very important. Constance, doesn't matter, you have 1 billion power, you are still going to use her just because she's a gatherer. Ethelflaed is a universe, a legendary commander that is completely free to play and fairly quick to expertise, and is relevant in all stages of the game. Like even in the highest tier of fighting, Ethelflaed is very much relevant. But it should also be said, the purple commander is a rotation. So every 3 or 4 days, I think it's 4 days, it's another commander. And then it rotates through all commanders except for Lohar, Diaojan, and Kira, because they are like specific to an event. Then down here you get a variety of random items, but it can also be legendary sculptures for not the universal ones, but for specific commanders, and it can be golden stars. Like in the beginning, I'm always saying only get sculptures, but at some point you're gonna have an excess of those medals, and then yeah, sure, you're gonna get like resources and stuff from this shop. So general advice, don't spend any legendary sculptures. Just flat out don't. Unless you know you are never really going to fight. Like, yeah, if you know, hey, I just wanna, I'm in this game, I wanna do like Sunset Canyon, some events and stuff, and gather resources. Maybe I'm going to like join a garrison in a KVK, but I'm never really going to fight. Then you can use your universal legendary sculptures for Mulan, for example, because she's a peacekeeping commander. The reason is, if we, for example, go to Boudica and we click on this little eye on top, we go down here, you're gonna see it costs 690 legendary sculptures to expertise a legendary commander. Now for the purple ones, for example, it's less, and then for the blue ones it's even less, and so on. It's like descending amount. Then same goes for the stars. In the beginning the legendary stars are super scarce, and yeah, they're really valuable, so don't just throw them around. Although for the stars in the beginning you want to use them for gatherers or peacekeeping commanders, obviously. And then 50,600 tomes. Although like don't be obsessed with commanders to a higher level, maxing them out and yada yada. Like, just usually you would have a natural flow of unlocking commanders, getting them up, expertising them. You are fairly certain, or you can be fairly certain, that whatever stage of the game you are hitting, you have the according commanders for that. So by the time you would maybe fight, join some fights in a KVK or stuff like that, you are going to have the purple commander's expertise, maybe have a capable Ethelflaed, and that makes for example Sun Tzu and Ethelflaed, or Ethelflaed and Joan of Arc would make a capable March in the like second row. So yeah, then in general, in the beginning, look for peacekeeping and gathering commanders, because you just are not going to really fight. And if I was going to my farm, I could show you that just with gatherers and peacekeeping commanders, and never have spent any sculpture on any other commander, I'm having I think like 2.1 million power in Sunset Canyon. So I can do some there. I could join some garrisons, some rallies in KVK. I can finish every event and stuff like that, right? So yeah, like, don't spend any legendary sculptures. The reason is not just that they are very valuable. The other reason is, if you're going to a Vale and ask him, hey, which legendary commander should I get? Well, he's a whale. Like, he doesn't really have your context. So his answer most likely is going to be Alexander Nevsky or Joan of Arc, because these are quote unquote the strongest commander. But the strongest commander is not necessarily the right choice for you, because your context is different than his. So The reason I'm saying this is because it's gonna take you over a year, if not even 2 years, based on how you play and how active you are and so on and so forth. It's going to take you a very long time. And by the point you are expertising this commander, he's irrelevant, or he might be irrelevant, but he's certainly not as relevant anymore. So just wait. And I would say maybe the best thing actually to do is to wait until you can expertise 2 commanders, just to make sure that maybe you can get 2 infantry commanders so you have a march ready, or you get 2 infantry commander, you play one of them with Sun Tzu and one of them with Ethelflaed, so you have 2 marches ready. That's pretty much everything. Not everything, but those are like the very fundamentals of commanders. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.